Hey gang, how's everybody doing tonight? I promised that I would do a video on passing, how to pass, and so I think I'll give it a shot. I think I'll title this one Trans Tips number 100, how to pass. For years, when I would venture out, I would be so self-conscious and so worried that people wouldn't see me as a man. And, they might laugh at me, or they might threaten me, depending on where I was, or I would be embarrassed. It would end. The situation would end with me being embarrassed. So, a lot of times I just couldn't muster up the courage to go out for fear of embarrassment. It's amazing what people are afraid to do for embarrassment. Okay, it's not going to hurt you. It's not life-threatening. But nobody wants to be uncool. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. And so I would, when I did go out, of course, I would go out under cover of darkness, with a big coat on, if possible, which only made me look larger than I already was. Of course, no one knew I was a man. And I'm talking 35 years ago. I remember one time I went to McDonald's. I went through a drive-thru because I wanted to go through a drive-thru. I was in my car and I wanted to go through the drive-thru and I wanted to order some food and just be just like a girl, but my voice is higher. I'm actually projecting a higher voice right now than I would have if I was presenting as a man. So you can imagine it was pretty low. And I had a tape recording. I made a tape recording on one of those little mini tape recorders of what I was going to order. And when I got there, when I got up to the drive-thru, I played the tape recorder for my order. Okay. And I went to the drive-thru, and I think everybody in the restaurant was laughing, okay, because rocket scientist Rachel didn't realize that they were looking at her on camera anyway. Okay, so, here I'm setting out not to get embarrassed. That was my number one goal. Don't get embarrassed. And, because I'm stupid, it just backfired on me, okay? So, anyway, hey, People think I look good. People think I pass. People ask me for advice. I'm just letting everybody here know. I'm just a knucklehead like everybody else. Okay? Just trying to get by. That's it. It takes me like an hour and a half to get ready to go out, because I don't look like this without this makeup on and this wig. It's a long, arduous process, but this is the final result, and I'm okay with it. I'm gonna work with this. But the key to passing, okay, is just like it is for anyone who wants to be confident and happy. Okay? You've got to get comfortable with your skin. You've got to be comfortable with that reflection in the mirror. You've got to be comfortable with people looking at you. I've said this in other videos. When I walk into a store, or when I walk anywhere I go, a nightclub, wherever I go, people stare at me, and sometimes I like to tell myself it's because I look good, but probably it's because I'm 6'3" in heels, and I got linebacker shoulders. That's probably why they look. Now they smile and everyone's friendly and it's a great time. But I don't think that they're looking at me because they think I'm beautiful, okay? And that doesn't mean I hate myself or I'm not comfortable with the way I look. I'm just saying, I don't pass. If you see me sitting in the car right now from 50 feet away, I'm sure I pass. But I'm not gonna sit here and and try to insult your intelligence. But it wasn't always like this. I mean, when I finally decided to try to look like a girl for real, I weighed 220 pounds at 5'9" tall, and I had just to give you a little insight, I had 19-inch biceps and a 48-inch chest without falsies. So I was wearing size 20 dresses, and no hip padding or anything like that. I didn't know anything about it. Didn't know how to make it. There was nothing feminine about my appearance at all. I didn't have good breast forms. I made my own at home. And I didn't know how to do my makeup very well. And and it was a train wreck. Okay. We all got to start somewhere. So, for girls who are getting started, or for girls who aren't comfortable with doing their own makeup, you got to go find some help, okay? And that's not as difficult anymore as it seems. A lot of us are still very closeted. I understand that. We're very closeted. I understand. And it's very scary. But you have nothing to fear, literally, but fear itself, okay? So now I got a guy in the turn lane who's going to go straight and cut me off. Awesome. Okay, back to my video. Now I have a roadblock. Okay. Oh, what do we got going on here? All right, back to the video. You have got to be confident and be comfortable in your own skin and hold your head up high and smile at people that look at you and be you, okay? You do you. And I don't want to come off with all these cliches and all this stuff, but no one does you better than you, okay? Don't try to be something that you're not. Don't try to do somebody else. This is getting a lot of sexual undertones here. I gotta be careful what I say. Okay, so where I'm trying to get with this is, if you're not comfortable with your makeup, then you gotta contact a makeup store, Ulta, Mac, if you're gonna swing it. Mac's kind of big dollar stuff. But there's a lot of places. There's local beauty shops. There's a lot of places that'll help you with your color. You've heard me advertise Transformations by Rory in Arlington Heights, Illinois, and that's on my cross-dressing superstore infomercial. She's on there. That's her place. She does makeovers. There's some place like that in every major city, guaranteed. Okay, and they're on the internet. You just Google them. Got to look for it. Type in the word, whatever it is you're looking for, and you'll find it. We all know that. Support groups, same thing. I was going to compile a list of support groups for everyone, and be all high and mighty and cool, and tell you this is where you can go in this state, and this is where you can go in that state. There's so many of them. I just threw up my hands after New Jersey. And said, this is crazy. Just tell people to go to Google. Wherever you're at, just go to Google. Type in transgender support groups in your state or in your city. I mean, Phoenix, someone contacted me about help in Phoenix, Arizona. There's 2 or 3 of them down there. It's a major city. Anyway, friends will help you with your makeup, help you. I see T-girls going around together all the time. My friend that I went to Vegas with, Jessica, her and I, we support each other all the time. Pat each other on the back, tell each other that we look great, and that's what you got to have. You got to get a friend. That's really going to help, and it'll bring you up. If your friends are doing a little better than you are with the image and all that stuff, then you're going to rise up to her level. Okay, and that's what you need. Somebody to help. Then after that is you just be yourself. And that's who I am. As soon as this thing opens up, everybody knows I'm not a cisgendered woman. And I know that, and I'm not going to do the voice lessons. I'm too old for that, and I'm too set in my ways. I'm not going to try to change the pitch or the intonation or how I start a sentence or finish a sentence on what note, high or low, or sing, like a cisgendered woman. I'm just going to talk like this, and people are going to have to take it or leave it. Now, that's a lot of confidence. I understand, but and remember, 35 years ago, I was using a tape recorder. So if people are just getting started or just trying to figure out how this all works, it's going to take a little time. It's going to take a little time. But luckily today, it's going to take a lot less time than it took 35 years ago when we had one support group in Chicago and no support groups in Milwaukee. Okay, so now we've got help. It's all over the place. And, someone else, commented about my makeup. I've got a lot of shading going on. I got a lot of shading going on here. I got shading going on the sides of my nose. Anything to make it look a little smaller. There's a lot of makeup things here, okay, that techniques and stuff. And I'm not a makeup artist. I can do my face. I can't do anyone else's, because their face is shaped differently than mine. And so I don't try to be a makeup artist. I don't try to do makeovers because I'm no good at it. I tried one time and failed horribly. So, I'll be good at other things. Carry yourself, stand tall, smile. Okay, this is the key. I don't try to pass. I try to pass as a transgender woman. Okay, I'm not trying to pass as a cisgender woman. It doesn't work for me. I pass myself off really well as a transgender woman and educate people along the way. And I know that a lot of people don't have the confidence I have. And a lot of people haven't been fortunate enough to have the support staff around them that I've had. But I've done a lot of things on my own. A lot of things you got to do on your own. And my path, the path that I'm on and the things that I do, the way that I present is not, it's almost an anomaly. I know there's other girls like me out there, but, I'm not out there trying to, I'm not trying to fight politically for transgender rights. Okay? I just go and take whatever I want, or try to take whatever I want. And I don't say to myself, who's going to let me use the bathroom? I just say to myself, who's going to try to stop me? And then take care of that person. Not violently, of course not. But, that's the attitude that you've all got to have. Who's going to let me walk down the sidewalk? No. You can walk down the sidewalk. Who's going to stop me from walking down the sidewalk? That's the only person that I need to deal with. And you know what? Today, there aren't too many of them that are going to stop you from walking down the sidewalk. Passing, I don't go to support groups anymore. I quit going to support groups because they weren't working for me. They work for so many of us. They really do. But they weren't working for me because over and over and over again in the support groups, I would hear from girls occasionally over the last 30 years, Rachel, you're too much of a guy. You're never going to pass. Rachel, you're too macho. Rachel, you need to act more like a girl. You look like a girl. Now, if you just acted like a girl, everything would be okay. And you could pass. And I used to tell them, I just want to be me. I don't know if I want to be a girl. I just want to be me. And I think that, people can just accept me. And I got tired of hearing it. I would go to these support groups. I'd hang around for about an hour and leave. Okay, that's enough of this crap. I'm out of here. But I kept going back because, they let me dress the way I wanted to dress, and at least I could go somewhere and socialize a little bit. And eventually I found someone after 28 years or 20 or 30 years, I found someone that I could actually be friends with, and we were like-minded, and we went crazy. We went crazy. Me and that friend of mine encouraged one another, and in the last 3 years, I'm on HRT. I'm doing YouTube videos. I got it all going on. I think I'm all cool and stuff like that. This just happened in the last few years, mostly from the support of my friend, because I finally found someone that would accept me and love me, and we could go and do things together, presenting as male or female. And this is, I cannot speak highly enough for getting a friend, someone that you can relate to. And it's not hard. It's not easy. It's not easy because so many of us are still closeted and we don't want to let anyone know who we really are. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to discount that feeling, but you're not going to have a friend if you can't open up. I'm gonna close because passing is not for me. I am what I am, and in today's day and age, with all the education about the third gender and the fifth gender and the 56th gender, I can be a trans woman. I don't have to be a woman. I don't have to be a man in a dress. I'm gonna be a trans woman. When I was in Vegas, I wished I would have got this on my video. Someone said, someone saw me and they grabbed their husband by the arm. A lady saw me and we were getting into an Uber, and she said, "Honey, look, drag queens. Look, drag queens." And you can always tell when you're dealing with somebody that doesn't get out much, if you know what I mean. And they're in the, they just got. They just finally saved up enough money to go to Vegas, and they got there, but they brought everything with them. They brought all their baggage from home with them, and they're acting like an idiot. So she said, "Look, honey, the drag queens," and I looked at her, and she said, "Can I get a picture?" And I looked at her and I said, "No, you're not getting a picture." And she said, I'm not," and I go, "No, and I'm not a fucking drag queen." Love and peace to all, and let's just try to accept one another for who we are.